Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel and welcome to today's video. And it's nighttime here. I was actually getting ready for bed, but I thought let me share something before I go to sleep. So excuse my dress code and excuse my my bonnet is it guys. So I love this thing, when I'm going to bed. I love it. It keeps my head warm, and I love the fact that it has this thing right here, so it keeps it intact. It doesn't come off at night. So yeah, that's what sometimes I stick it on my head when I'm going to bed, because our African hair, if you don't cover it, and we like to grease our hair by when you're waking up in the morning, um you have grease all over the pillow and things like that. I don't like that, so I like to cover it, and I believe most, not everyone, but most Africans do, right? Anyway, that's not what brought me here. And on today's video, we are going to talk about how easy, or like how fast can you settle down here in the US once you come here. Because like now, people are getting ready to apply for green card next month. So it's good to be prepared to know, like, okay, now this country, I'm playing green card. When I go there with kids or without kids, how fast is it for me to settle? Will I be a burden to people like the whole entire time? How quick is it? These are some of the questions that were in my mind before traveling. And also, I'm sure a lot of you, maybe, sometimes this is something that comes in your mind and you're like, oh my goodness, that's a foreign land. And it's not just in the US, it's a lot of it's just anywhere, anywhere outside home. Not even just outside, even back home, when you change a city to a different city, sometimes you wonder, oh, how will I adjust over there? You start overthinking stuff. You start wondering how life is, how things are over there. And guys, we know that these countries, as America, one of them is a very fast world. So things are done different than the way we do them back in Africa. A lot of things are done fast, and also 24-hour system, things like that. Because some of the jobs are like 24 hours. It's like the system is 24 hours kind of. So that is fast, compared to back home. And we love it. We love back home. We love how things work. We love everything. But sometimes I just wish things can change a little bit, because even the 24-hour system, it's good because it creates a lot of job opportunities. Like, some are working during the day, some are working during the night. And sometimes I feel like back home, most of the jobs are just daytime jobs. They don't have openings for overnight shifts. And I wish we do jobs, I wish back home we do jobs I know some of the companies, they work with shifts, different shifts, but some of the jobs is like 8 to 5. And like, when you're hired in that company, because of lack of so many jobs, you're stuck in that company. And and they don't have a lot of times they don't have openings for new people. And I feel like working like 24 hours, it opens up so many, a huge opportunity for so many people. And I wish they can do that. I wish the system can change to that, because a lot of our people will be having jobs, because that will call for like 2 shifts a day or 3 shifts a day, even some people working overnight. So anyway, I hope, guys, you know what I mean, because most of the jobs back home are just like 8 to 5, and that's it. The offices are closed, and that's it. But here, if you go to banks, if you those call centers, if you go to like most of the companies, you realize they have overnight crew. and when the overnight crew leave, the morning shifts they come in the afternoon and everything. And that's why I think things here are very fast and everybody is working and everybody is doing this and doing that. Anyway, so one thing I would like to tell you is when you come to the US, it is very, very easy. For me, I call it very easy to settle down. Yeah, I don't find it complicated at all, because when you come here, as long as you're focused and as long as you're not picky, believe me, the only thing that can slow you down if you're picky and if you complicate things. If you start becoming very difficult to your host and you're starting to become very choosy and very picky, you know, job wise and everything, then that becomes hard. And also, we all have our dreams, we all have our goals, but sometimes if you come here and you're like, oh, you just want something like one specific kind of job and you're not ready, you know, you're not flexible, you're not ready to pick something else before you get exactly what you're looking for, that can slow you down. So if you know, that's why I'm saying here in this country, you can settle down very, 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 very fast. Because if you come, as soon as you come here with your green card and they send you, you know, they mail you your and not everybody that comes here with a green card, because we have you know, different ways. You could come as a student, you could come to join your spouse, you could come to, you know, different things, you know. And some of the people come here with a work permit already. So it doesn't matter whichever way you come. It has everybody has the way they started their lives here, you know. Everybody started from somewhere. So when you come, a lot of things that goes in your mind is like, oh my goodness, how do I do this? Will I ever, you know, you start asking yourself a lot of questions. Will I ever find myself driving? Because of course, even if you're driving back home, when you come to the US, you still you still have to go to the driving school. You still have to wait for your license and stuff like that. I mean, like to buy a car and things like that. So that's why I'm saying it depends how fast you can be and how fast you catch things and how fast you and how fast you're willing to learn. If you're willing to learn very fast, trust me, you can settle down within 2-3 weeks. You're all settled. Actually, within a very short time, you're settled. Because if you find a willing host to help you, show you quickly, and that's why I always say, for me and the people I've hosted, I don't waste so much time. You know, I'm like, hey, from this is, you know, like if they are before you receive these, you know, you can be doing this kind of training, you can be doing this, you can be doing that. You know, it's very important to be willing to learn so fast. Because the sooner you learn, the faster you're gonna get out of your host home. And it's not like your host is kicking you out. It's just because you want to be independent. And that is one thing that a lot of people, they struggle with. Once they come to the US and then you realize you're used to be having your own home, having your own things going on, driving your car, or even if you're not driving, you know your way around. Everything, you used to be 100% independent. And now here you are in a foreign land, you are just like waiting for somebody to show you where the store is. You're waiting for somebody to show you, oh my goodness, where the you know, where you do your driving. You're waiting for somebody to show you where the buses are. You're waiting for everything. You were depending on someone. Some people, and let me tell you guys, I am talking this out of something that I have seen. Some people, they get very frustrated because this is not the life they were used to. And some people, they feel like, oh my God, like they will never know, like they get, you know, they freak out. They'll be like, oh my, you know, like I've had people ask me, wow, yani, nitaijua ku drive. Will I ever know how to drive in this country? How, you know, like driving on the side of, or other side of the road. And, you know, a lot of things the first week, you kind of get very confused. Then the second week, your eyes start getting open, like open wide, a little wider, and you become like, whoa. By the end of the month, you're like, yeah, okay, I see, I think it's making sense. Let me say it this way. Let me put it this way. The first few days, things don't even make sense. You're like trying to imagine, how do you guys know your way around here? So, but this country, what I love about it is, think like when you go to apply for your driver's license, they don't delay things so much, because like as soon as you go to as soon as you do your like online or when I came here, we used to get a book from Motor Vehicle Division, and we used to read like a little booklet about driving. So what happens is nowadays they do it online. So when you go to sit for your test, if you pass it, they'll give you that permit, the driver's permit. And then with that permit, even if the card is not the actual driver's license or the actual driver's permit is not ready, they will mail you. They will give you like a sort of paper. They print out a paper with your either permit or your driver's license. So that means that paper, you can use it. You can use it even as you're waiting for your driver's license. And they will tell you, they will say, they will tell you, you know what, you can use this paper for like 30 days. It's valid for 30 days. Even if a police officer stops you with that paper, if it's a permit, you're not allowed to drive on your own in the car. You're supposed to be with somebody who has a full driver's license, a driver's license in the car. But if it's a driving license, you can use that. You can use that to drive. So that means nothing will stop. But sometimes, like back home, you realize sometimes you get stuck. If you want something, the system holds you. Things kind of move slow, and that's why I'm saying here things are very fast. Because if you're new, you go to the you read your online. If you're fast, if you understand things very fast, within the first week you understand. The second week you go to the driving place, you read, you do your written test, you pass, you will come out with a permit. And if you know how to drive, you only need to practice like a 1 week. That is what I did, by the way. For me, I practiced only 1 week, and actually, I started practicing driving on a Monday, and by Friday, I sat for my road test. Yeah, the only thing I did is I failed my first written test, but I repeated like within a couple of days. I had to go back and do it again, and I passed. I passed all the questions. I got it right, and then with the road test, I had to make sure I sit for it very fast. Yeah, so that is how fast I was. For me, I don't like to waste so much time. So when you come to this country, it's very important for you not to try to waste any time. Some people, they come and they're like, oh, I want to relax because I want to see the country, I want to know the country, I want to just relax. You know what I always say? When you come here, hurry. Get in the system very fast. Within like 2 months, 3 months, you are independent. Let me call it 3 months, because you have to wait for a few things here and there. Let's say you've come, you are a green card winner, you need to come and wait for your your social to be mailed, your green card to be mailed, and stuff like that. But they don't even take that long. Here in this country, if it's a social security, they will tell you they'll mail it within 14 business days. When you go to apply for your social, they will say it will be mailed out within 14 business days. But also with the social, they'll give you a paperwork to prove that you have applied for social. So when you go home, you're going with this little paperwork to prove. That doesn't stop you from looking for a job, because you can show them, hey, I am waiting for my social to be mailed. Some of the jobs, they can give you a job because you show them that paper, evidence, proof that you're waiting for your social to be mailed, and they know the time. Let me tell you, even if the social security place tell you they'll mail it within the 14 business days, they'll mail it within like a week. If they need the driver's license plates, they tell you that they will mail it within a couple of weeks or 14 business days or whatever business days. They will mail it very fast. So what I'm trying to say is, here they don't keep you that long. But right now, because of COVID, I don't know, things might have changed, because even some people are complaining about the passports, American passports, like they're taking forever to be mailed out. You know, even some people are complaining about their green card, they are taking forever to be mailed. And some people here, I mean, things are different right now, and we blame it all on COVID, because things are not getting mailed out as fast as they were before. Because I've heard a couple of cases where some people are still waiting for some documents to be mailed. Even let's say some people who are petitioning for their relatives abroad, they are waiting for a longer time for the process to go through because of this COVID thing. Oh my God, may God defeat this COVID for us, because it's delaying a lot of things. Anyway, yeah, that is what I was trying to say. So when you come to this country, if you are very fast, you can settle down very fast, and things are, you know, things move very fast. Also, you don't have to worry about like renting a place, because you can rent out a place for in somebody's home. Like now in my house, if you're new and I'm renting out a room in my house, I can rent you out. Like I can give you a room in my house, you'll be paying, you know, you contribute towards the rent, and I'll say, okay, you pay me $500 towards that, you know, because of that room. So what I'm saying is, they are shared living. Some people, you don't have to take the whole entire place, and especially when you're new, because you don't have credit, you don't have you probably don't have this and that. So it's very important if you start with like some shared accommodation. And some people, what happens is the people who's been here, and I've seen it a lot, like here in Arizona, people rent out like 2-bedroom apartment, and they, you know, like they lease a 2-bedroom apartment, and then they rent out one of the rooms. It's something that happens a lot. And by the way, especially UK, a lot of UK people, they live in shared accommodation. Like you rent, and not just UK, even Dubai, so many countries, there are those shared. Yeah, even here in America, there are so many people who do that. You just share, like sometimes you can find yourselves like 5 people living in the same house. Everybody is renting one, you know, a room in that house, and then you are you share the common areas. That is what I'm trying to say. And sometimes you end up sharing the bathroom. So it's up to you, the roommates, to agree. You know, you agree on everybody has to keep clean after themselves, and everybody has to clean up after, you know, and especially bathrooms can be very sensitive. So a lot of times people agree on those things. For me, I have ever shared, and you know, when I first started living on my own, I rented a room out of in somebody's house. Oh God, guys, today I don't know where my English is. I'm trying to call it in the name of Jesus. I need my English back. So for me, I lived in a shared, and it was in somebody's house, and you know, I was paying for that one room. It was very affordable. That time I was paying like, was it $250 at that time. And then it was very easy, because after that is when this person encouraged me to get my own apartment, because I was like, okay, if I'm gonna move out, I'm gonna go to another shared. And she was like, no, just try to leave, get an apartment. And at that time, things were not as crazy, you know, especially the rent. It wasn't as crazy as it is right now. So for me, that is how I started my life. And a lot of things I share here are out of my experience, or out of the things I have seen around here. So shared accommodation is one thing. Another thing that really works for people here, and especially like what I see here in Arizona, is a lot of people, they start with those living in jobs. And especially if you're into healthcare, you can do living job, because you know, when you're living in, you can you can be able to save a lot of money since you're not paying any bills, and also you can be able to, you can be able to settle down once you're living in. You can even end up buying a car once you're still living in, because you're living there at your job. You have a room there, or whatever the case, you have a room there and you're not paying bills. Your employer is paying you for the job you're doing, and also they're giving you accommodation at work. That is one thing. I have this friend of mine. She was doing or she's still doing a project back home, a really good project, and one time I asked her, "Why, how come you're still doing live-in?" And she said, "Betty, when I did my math, I figured if I do live-in, I'll be able to finish up my house back home," because she's building a very beautiful house. And she said she has sacrificed like the driving and things like that. She said, "You know what, I'm gonna living at my job," and she's getting paid living in, and she's okay with the public transportation and everything like that. So those are the kind of things you can do. And especially like now, she has a goal, she has a project, she's building a house back home, and she's like, "You know what, until this house is done, I'm not gonna live out." And I find like, oh, it's making sense, because where she lives in, she's able to have an extra job during her days off, and she's still like, she gets an extra job, another living, like she goes from one living to another living, and once a month she gets like 2-3 days off completely, both jobs, and then she relaxes, and all she does is to pay a room in someone's house just to keep her stuff and just to keep whatever she has, and for her days off. So she goes home to where she, like to her shared accommodation only once a month. That is something she has decided to do because she's working towards doing her project. And once it's done, she's good to go. And she has worked live out before, but because of this project, so that is an example of, I'm not saying everybody should do that, but I'm just giving you an example of how you can sacrifice you can sacrifice, or how you can start your life, your humble beginning from somewhere. Yeah, guys. So another thing is, when you're new, you can try to look for to manage with the public transportation before buying a car. But somewhere like here in Arizona, my good Lord, you definitely will need a car. I don't know about other states, but if you're in a state where there are public transportation, you can start with that as you're working towards buying your car. And it's better to start with a car that is, like you pay it off, you buy it cash, instead of getting into like a debt. The first thing, you're getting yourself into a 10,000, 20,000 car. So it's better to try and have that humble beginning. And this does not apply to everyone. So guys, yeah, this does not, I am just talking to the majority of people who come here and they're starting their lives from scratch. They're just starting from down there like Betty. So when you have these humble beginnings, you go up, and things start flowing. It doesn't take that long to settle down in the US. Even if it's 3 months, 3 months is not a long time. Even if it's 2 months, 2 months is not a long time. So it's just start from there. Don't start going all crazy, like you want big things. Boom. You can have them, but you know what? It's better to have a very humble beginning. Start from going slowly, as you're trying to, it's like you're driving in a city. You're trying to unahepa traffic, you're trying to see where you can, maneuver. That is the most important thing when you come abroad and you're new. And for me, I find it very important to do that. And also to talk to the people that have been here before. Get to hear people's experiences, because experience is the best teacher. And the people who are here, they can share experiences. Try to want to know what these people are saying. Betty, how was your experience? How did you start your life? How was this? Because when you talk to people, you kind of start getting ideas. It's like The other day I was talking to a lady. She won her green card. She's here, she's new. But then she came to family. For her, she did not start work right away because she was with family, and she decided to just relax. And it was okay because she came to the family. So the thing is, when she started working, because she started working recently, then we were chatting, and I said, listen, if I were you, because you are still in your family home, I would work for like 2 years, and I would work towards either you're starting school, or like have your goals before you move out. Yeah, because this family hasn't kicked you, before you start thinking about, oh, I need to get a house, I need to get my own place. Because you're lucky you found your family here. Take advantage and live there and build your life while you're there. If it's school, take advantage of that. Go to school while you're still living with that family, Okay, another thing, if you come here with children, it's also not too hard to settle, because children, and especially schools, you can come after like a week, after the jet lag, you can enroll them to the schools here, and it's not that hard. So it all depends on how fast you are, how fast you want things to move, and how willing you are to learn, and everything will flow. It's not that hard, it's not that complicated. I know sometimes, and the reason I did this video is because I've just remembered how a lot of people, they share, you meet people and they're like just looking at everyone like, oh my goodness, how did all these people make it? How did you guys make it? And some people, they even ask, Kai, how did you even guys start driving here? How did you guys make it? How did you, it's like unimaginable. How did you guys make it to this big, huge country like that? And it's normal, it's expected, it's normal. All you need to do is to stay focused and pray to God to help you settle down and have a very humble beginning as you're going up. And remember, it's not a competition. Do what works for you, and also don't lose your focus. Stay focused. As I always tell people, America has so many opportunities. If you come here and you set your goals straight, and you come here and you know really what you want, you can achieve it here in this country. You can be anything you want in this country. It doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter the English you're speaking, it doesn't matter what. Believe you me, you can become anything you want in this country. So it's a matter of, you start from a humble beginning, you go up, and don't lose your goals, don't lose your focus, don't even go this, and get into the right company. The people you hang out with are very important, because if you come to this country and you start hanging out with people who are partying every day, hey, actually from Monday to Friday you guys are going party, and in the weekend you guys are downtown Scottsdale dancing and drinking and having a good time, it's okay. It's it's good to have a good time. But if you come and get yourself into that kind of group, let me tell you, for me, and I always tell, if you're a single lady or if you're a single person, I think it's better to even take your time before you even start dating, because relationships, they kind of make you lose your focus a little bit. So I always say, for me, what worked for me is like kind of taking time to get to know what I'm doing, to get to know the country before I even start thinking about, okay, I'm gonna date. Because guys, how relationships can be, you can get somebody here and they'll start driving you, taking you marathon, like boo 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 boo. And sometimes, and especially Americans, and the reason I'm saying this, if you come here and you meet an American, they don't believe in working hard, like working too hard, and especially, like somebody want to date you, they want to spend time with you, they value spending time a lot. So for you have left your whole clan waiting, because why, our daughter has finally made it to the land of milk and honey, and here you are, you've come, you've fallen in love, and you're enjoying, having a good time. I'm not saying your life should stop, and I hope you understand my point. The thing is, when you come and start dating, some people, they want to spend so much time with you. Let me tell you, it's not just when you're new and you realize that a lot of Americans, when you're dating them, they want to spend quality time with you. Yes, so over time will become, hey, this is a problem. And I remember there's another Kenyan man, we were talking and I said, hey, how come you're always, and this guy was like, hey, I don't want to have a relationship because that is the time I'm gonna lose my focus. This girl want me to take her out, this girl want me to buy her this, buy her, not because the person is stingy, but because the person has a goal, like, I want to finish this project, so I don't want to get myself into, yeah. So anyway, it depends with your what you really want with your life. And everybody's, like, my experience is not somebody else's experience, it's not somebody else's experience, everybody is different. But my point is, have a very humble beginning, know your goals, know your focus, know, okay, is it work, is it school, is it this, is it that, is it this, is it that, yeah? And then look at the opportunities around you, talk to people, know how they started their lives, and everything will be okay. I hope my video makes sense. And yeah, guys who are applying for green card, welcome, and I wish you all the best. Come to this fast country. This country can be very, very fast. Yeah, things don't even slow down, things are very fast, and I love it because here is not, this is not the country where you wait, you wait for your birth certificate for a month to, you are processing your birth. You know, the reason I have mentioned a birth certificate is when I had my daughter, I was so surprised that, I went over the counter, and within like 5 minutes, they printed out my birth certificate and I paid it and I left. And I was like, yeah, this is so good, because when I had my son back home, that was not the case. I had to kind of like follow up and stuff like that. So it's so, things here can be done very fast, and I love that. And that is a good way because it helps you to settle down very quickly. So guys, I hope you have already applied for your passport. You are either waiting for it to come out or you already have it in your hands, because you know what? Time is running out and you don't want to miss this opportunity of coming to the US. If you want to come, never give up on your dreams, never give up on your your dreams and your whatever dream you have. God knows you, God knows your heart desire, God sees you. Don't ever be afraid of going for your goal. Don't ever be afraid of going for your, for that thing you really, really want. Deep down your heart, you really want it. Go for it. Okay, guys, I can talk and talk and talk all day, all night, just because I want to share, this information. Thank you so much for watching, and take care, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to this channel, and please give this video a thumbs up, and click that notification bell, and you'll get notified when I post the next video. And yeah, please share this video widely. Road to 30K in Jesus' name. I want this family to grow. We are growing. Oh my goodness, guys, now it's, what time is it? I think it's almost 11. So it's time for me to go to bed. My eyes can tell, they can tell. I always say I get puffy eyes, and especially when I'm tired. So I'm gonna go get ready, finish up getting ready for bed, of course. And God bless you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.